This video is sponsored by Bootcamp.com. Check it out for INBDE prep and use coupon code MENTALDENTAL for 10% off. Hey everyone, Dr. Ryan here, coming to you from beautiful San Diego, California. And today's topic is going to be building endurance for the exam. Guys, if you like the content, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and share it with your friends. So when we study for the board exam, most of us learn the material and memorize the facts that we need to memorize, or at least we know how and what we should be studying, hopefully thanks to this channel. But what we don't take into consideration nearly as much during the preparation process is building exam endurance. Now, taking a 2-day board exam of 500 questions requires stamina and endurance in order to do well. It's not enough just to know the material. It's truly a marathon, not a sprint. So let's talk about how you train for a marathon. Well, if you've never run long distances before, one of the best ways to start is by doing it gradually and consistently. You would never start training by running 26 miles on your very first day. That would be absurd. Likewise, you should never start your first day studying by doing hundreds of practice questions in one day. Nor should you expect to sit down for your exam date and answer hundreds of practice questions, or I should say hundreds of actual questions, if you've never practiced that before. In other words, you need to train your brain to handle large volumes of questions in one sitting, and you need to do this with gradual and consistent training. Now, back to the running example. If you're new to running, one of the best methods to get into it is with the run-walk method. So you would spend 1 minute running and then 5 minutes walking, and then you'd go back to 1 minute of running and 5 minutes walking and alternate as such. Then on the next day, you can alternate 2 minutes of running and 4 minutes of walking. And then maybe you take a rest day, let your muscles kind of relax and recover. And then the following day, you can alternate maybe 3 minutes of running and 3 minutes walking, and do that for a few days until you start to build that cardio. And then you eventually reach 4 minutes of running, alternating with 2 minutes walking. And you'd continue this until you can run nonstop without having to walk at all. Now, I think this is the perfect analogy for preparing for your board exam. Now, your first few weeks of studying, just do 5 to 10 practice questions a day. Just do a very light load, get used to practicing, sitting down and thinking through these questions. And of course, take some break days in between to recover. And then the next few weeks of studying, start doing maybe 20 to 30 practice questions a day, and then 30 to 40 practice questions a day. Take some break days to recover, and eventually work up to 100 at a time, and then 200, until you can finally sit down and do a full day one exam, which is 360 questions in one sitting. Now, that's the most you'll ever have to tackle in one sitting, since day 2 will be less than half of that at 140 questions. So 360 is really the goal here, not necessarily 500. And I think every student should have completed at least one full-length practice test, that's 360 questions in one sitting, before taking the actual board exam. And when you do that practice test, simulate your board exam environment. Get used to that kind of situation. Sit in a quiet room, put your phone away, put it on silent, make sure there's no distractions. And then you can take scheduled breaks as you would during your actual exam if you want to, but commit to that process and sit through the full thing so you can practice that actual endurance part of it. Of course, there's the studying, there's the memorizing, but in the last video I talked about your scratch paper. Like, actually practice that, what you would write on your scratch paper at the very start of the exam, and then practice getting your brain ready for that long question after question marathon. And by the way, I have this exact marathon style study method detailed in the study schedule or study plan of my Patreon page. So if you have not checked that out before, definitely go ahead and check that out. It will guide how you should set that all up. But hopefully that makes sense, and I think it would really help you just build that confidence a step further, knowing that your brain can handle answering all those questions back to back. Guys, I hope you liked this video. I loved doing it from beautiful San Diego, California. This is Dr. Ryan, and until next time, we'll see you in the next video. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to this channel for much more on dentistry. If you'd like to support me, please check out my Patreon page. And thank you to all of my patrons for their support. You can unlock access to my video slides to take notes on and practice questions for the board exams, so go check that out. The link is in the description. Thanks again for watching, everyone. I'll see you in the next video.